Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinPlus Commentate, where today we are delving back into the Batman movies, where we are answering a question where it's a toughie, but I thought it's important. We've spoken about the Batman movies, the countless Batman movies that there are, but which is the best? However, if there is that many, are there any of them repetitive? So, like last time, we'll go through all of the categories, such as the actors and such as their sort of Batman movies, and we will discuss if they are repetitive or if they're not. I would argue that some of the animated movies are very repetitive because they have a very clear step-by-step script, and the way that these movies are structured, they also share very dark stories. Now, I've said this countless times on this channel, I love dark Batman stories, and that is why I really resonate with the animated movies. And I am a fan of these dark and gloomy interpretations of Batman and Gotham, but they are very much the same. Even their villain choices, they often go for the dark ones, such as Joker, Riddler, Scarecrow. They tend to go for the dark boss, crime boss ones, like the video games did. And that is one reason I think That's one reason I brought this up, because I did watch them a while ago because I was really bored, and I was just like, this is basically the same as the last one. The only ones I think really stand out are the Under the Red Hood, but that was shown in the video games, that was shown in the Lego versions as well, but they are very much the same. With Michael Keaton, both of these movies were great in their way with their interpretations of villains, stories, and obviously the overall respect to the Batman character. These movies aren't repetitive in any order because both movies serve as something different. And while there are only two movies, they are still independent in their own right. I think the use of Penguin in that interpretation is very weird. I will say that much. This interpretation of Penguin is very weird. But I like the concept around him. He is trying to redeem himself and gain power, even though he was made fun of a lot in his life. Catwoman was, I think, very different. She basically just got bitten by cats and was like, I want to be a Catwoman. That just didn't stick with me. I think the Catwoman, should have stayed by itself. But with Joker and all that, it's just too iconic, and it's its own thing. And that is why I would say that these aren't repetitive. Have they got flaws? Yes, but they're not repetitive. Now, in terms of the DC EU appearances of Ben Affleck, now keep in mind he didn't have his own Batman movie, so he kind of eliminates from all of this. But in his actual appearances, all of these Batman movie appearances in the DCEU seemed very mundane because he had to share his brilliance and as a character with basically every other character that was in that movie. Now, I know that sounds weird, but think about it. He only appeared in movies with other villains, such as, say, Suicide Squad. He made a brief cameo in that because he was taking down Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Brief cameo. Pretty much the same context of either of them. Dawn of Justice, he had to share a spotlight with the likes of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Doomsday, and Lex Luthor. That's a wide collection. And then, move to Justice League. He had to share that with 6 other people, along with the villain. He barely had any time for it himself. It was very mundane and bleak, and it just didn't like the character a bit much. I don't want to say I didn't like the character much because he didn't get much of a character to start with. Batman could have been a bit better if he had time to himself, had his own movie. With Christian Bale, with these movies, I'm very much on the fence, and I know that's gonna have people going what? Because while the villains were different, the story sort of was predictable. With every movie, there was a very clear structure. There was some sort of cataclysmic thing, and then there was the hero would interrogate the villain, they would have a fight, and then blah blah blah. Every movie, every 3 of these movies did that. Ra's al Ghul with the train, then what was it? Scarecrow with the mental hospital. In Dark Knight, it was Joker, he robbed the bank, then was interrogated in prison, and then obviously blew up, made Two-Face. it was all very clear. It was all very clear, and that's the one thing I didn't like about these, because when it came to The Dark Knight Rises, because I watched these quite close together, I knew exactly what was going to happen with Dark Knight Rises, because it was very clear. And that is why I said The Dark Knight Rises was also one of my least favourite ones of all. The only one that I think wasn't predictable was the first movie, and I know that's weird because obviously it's the first movie, you don't know what you're expecting, but now looking back it kind of is. But when I say it's predictable, it isn't saying that they are the same or that they are repetitive, because I'm saying that structure and predictability is a common trait within all of them, but that doesn't mean they are repetitive, because they still have their own individual story. They just have a different, they have a very same structure. Structure is probably the best word I'm looking for. Now, lastly, with the Lego Batman, all of the Batman Lego movies, which I used to watch on a daily when I was younger, as I'm told and as I can actually remember, I did recently watch them again because I was bored and they were the same thing every time. And the worst part was they pulled the DCEU. Every Batman movie had an interaction or the Justice League at some point, which takes away from the respect to Batman aspect, which it really annoys me because I know that's where the DCEU went wrong. Which is why I do say that these movies are very repetitive. The old ones with the iconic villains, they were great. But the main issue was that they shared this with the Justice League, and obviously to kids, like, oh my god, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, everything that will appear to them. And I know Lego movies are supposed to be fun, but at the end of the day, it is a Batman movie, and the Lego Batman movie did it very ever so slightly. They had a couple scenes with the Justice League, but it was still technically his movie. I say that one was the best well structured. So, do I think Batman movies are repetitive? No. Generally, but depending on the type of Batman movie that you are watching, it can be. I say animated and Lego are pretty much the same, but they're not repetitive, but they have repetitive traits, but they're not all basically the same. But without further ado, everyone, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment what else you would like to see on this very channel. And without further ado, hope you have an amazing day as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!
Yeah!